and welcome to another edition of Luminar Coffee Break. I'm your host, Vanelli. Now, our topic today is how to photograph and edit fashion style photos. Now, we've seen it all the time. You walk by the newsstand or in the supermarket, you walk by the aisle of magazines, and you see these gorgeous covers of people on the magazine, and you're like, wow, that's amazing. You grab it, pick it up, and it causes you to look what's inside. Well, there's tricks that they do to get you to do that, from color to eye contact to gestures. And that's what we're going to work with, and I'll show you today. Now, before we begin, let's take a moment and thank our partners, Fujifilm, for helping make these episodes possible. Fuji reminds us, stay safe, stay creative, and stay at home. And we're back. Well, yes, welcome everyone. Let me double check my mic. There we go. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to see a lot of our good friends are here. And we have people from Rome, Japan, and right up the way in Orlando where it's nice and raining right now. All right, so let's dive right in. Now, here is a shot. And by the way, I did use the Fuji X-T3 to get these shots. And what I'll do is I'm going to show you how I do the edits first. And then at the second half of the episode, I'll give you my feedback on what I learned. All right, so here's a good fashion photo. Fashion because she's looking away from the camera. And my eyes are focused on her at first. And now I look at the wardrobe that she's wearing. So this could be fashion or lifestyle. And lifestyle photos are just that. You're capturing the person. In fact, let me pull this up right here. You're capturing the person enjoying life. This is their life. Things that they do in their life, and you're watching them unfold in front of you. All right? So there's, like I said, an example of a fashion where they're looking away. Here, lifestyle where they're having fun. And then the ones we're going to work with are the image where it'd be, let's say, the front cover of the magazine, where they're looking directly at us. All right? Let me find a good one. We'll use this one here. All right. So here are a couple tips that I like to follow when I'm editing these. The first thing I want to do is I'll look through some of the looks that are already pre-built just to give me a good starting point. And the AI image enhancer always works for me. This automatically is going to add AI enhancer, in different things, the color and the lighting. However, since we are dealing with a portrait, let's come over to the portrait tools and let's click on female portrait. All right. Before and after. All right, so it's already getting us partly there. So for the portrait tools, it does help with the AI enhancer, the skin enhancer, along with the portrait enhancer. All right, so first thing is let's come right in tight. And what I want to do is with the light tool, one second, there we go, get the highlighter for you. With the light tool, I want to click on the eyedropper, and I'm going to click on the white of the eye. Now, in doing that, notice what it just did to the overall color scheme. Look at that, before and after. So it gave me a good white balance. And of course, I can click down here and select a few of the default ones. But I like where this is. The only thing I do want to enhance a little bit more in would be, let's see, to enrich the blacks a little bit. And bring out the whites. All right, there we have it. Before and after. Good. Now, I do know these greens are going to bother me, so I'm going to take care of the color ahead of time. So I'm going to select just the greens, and let's make them darker. Ooh, look at that. Now, by doing that, what did I really do? I brought her to the forefront, and I made the back darker. So when we make her a little bit lighter, she'll really stand out from the background. So let's come back up here to AI Enhancer. And look at that. Already, she's coming to life. Before, and then after. And for Detail Enhancer, I really want to bring it out a little bit more. The mid-tones, or the mid details. If we zoom in at 100%, it gives us a better idea of what the detail is doing. Give it a chance to process, and there it is. Before and after. All right. Now, I am noticing just a little digital noise. So let's clean that up just a little bit. That's it. All right. Now, let's come down to the portrait tools. And my favorite, Corinne has such beautiful eyes. So let's really bring those out. And I want to remove the dark circles underneath here. Good. And let me pull the white back for a moment. Yep. So I don't need too much of the whites. I'll put it right about here. And I have to be careful not to relight her face too much, because then we're going to lose her complexion. So here's before. Here's after. And already it looks too washed out, so let's bring it back a bit here. And then come down to the Pro Tools, and here's the Advanced Contrast. This is really going to help us with her skin. So I'm going to crank it up, and now I'm going to balance it. Look what we're doing here. Good. There we go. Nice. That's much better. In the shadows, let's bring out some of the shadows. I'll give it a second to refresh. Good. And now let's look at the overall view of it. Here's before. Here's after. Look at that. Before. Notice your face. After. And here it comes. There it goes. All right, so you see how it's adding more contrast to her face, and it's bringing out her natural skin color. There we go. I like that a lot. Now, I love this shot because the background, it's not too distracting, and we made it to where, I believe I shot this at 2.8 or f4? Not f4. So I shot this at f4. So the background isn't too blown out, but it's not perfectly in focus, so all the attention is drawn to her. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so I have all this set. I like where we're heading with it. Let's come back up to, where are we? Here we go. One more. There it is. The creative tools. Glow. Glow is what I want to do. I want to do a soft focus. And the amount, I'm going to crank it up a bit. So what I'm really trying to do here, look at that. I love what it's doing to her. I don't like what it's doing to the face. And I love what it's doing to the background. So under the Edit Mask, Radio Mask, I just want to blend it in here. Oh, I like that. Let's show the mask. Good, look at that. So I'm able to bring it in and done. Great. So look what it did for, I love what it's doing. Watch this. Before, after. So it's that little extra that's bringing life to her outfit and is softly glowing or soft focus on the edges all the way through. And let's see, one more time, before and after, good. I want to come back to the color Luts. Now this was one I just picked up today. I went to the Fuji website and I downloaded one of their Luts. Let's check it out. When I first loaded it, it looked a little harsh. Oh, right here. Yeah, because I think I had it up like this. Yeah, that's a little too much. So right about here looks good. Let's dial back some of the saturation and experiment with the contrast. There we go. Awesome. So before and after. Awesome. I mean, how cool was that? Is now we just took a really good photo we already liked and turned it more into a fashion style photo. Now, I'm going to continue with the Fuji. So this part here is a little bit off the subject on the editing part and onto the camera itself. What I loved best about the Fuji was, and I'll pull this up, I was able to focus on each one of these shots in here. In fact, let me make this largest. Without having to focus and recompose, meaning I didn't have to focus on the eyes, then recompose the shot. I set the camera up for auto face detection, and then it found the eyes for me while I was doing the shooting. This was extremely helpful down here on these types of shots. And if you notice, we got into the nighttime, and let me come way down. Like these shots down in here, I never would have been able to get because it was so dark. I couldn't focus on the eyes. It did it for me. It was able to focus and get the shots in. So I absolutely love that face detection. And just these shots like this here. Let's see, since we already created my own looks for it. Like shots like this. Let's see, we called it lifestyle, I believe. And here it is. So like shots like this, I can easily reproduce in a short amount of time. Look at that. Dial it back. And I can send these off to the client or to the art director and say, okay, well, here we are. If you want further enhancements, let it refresh. In fact, let's come up to color. Oh, there we go. I should have had a chance to refresh it. No, I can send this off to the art director, or to the client and have incredible results right away. So the cool thing I liked about, like I said, this camera is that it did a lot of the auto focusing on the eyes and the face detection for me. So I could focus on directing her to get her to focus on different types of looks, different types of attitude throughout the look, and she did an absolute phenomenal job on this. So, hey guys, thank you so much for joining me, and remember, I'll see you at the next coffee break.